Previously on Survivor.
Secret advantage clue number 1. To begin your advantage hunting spree, travel to the school with letters 3. LSA.
And I figured I'd probably get the clues anyways, which obviously ended up happening. Like, I know what Matt's idol clue was, and I know Kat's thing.
They call me the idol collector. I got 2 of them now.
Going out of his way to insult me. He was telling me I'm so boring, that I was not a first pick to be on the season, and there must have been at least 10 people to drop out before I could be picked. It's not attractive to be that cocky.
He's so cocky.
Honestly, I'd rather Megan go this week.
Hopefully no funny business in this vote. Simple. Split. Jack and Megan.
Jack, Travis spoken.
Jackson and Shannon are very clearly coming after each other, either at 9 or at 8. They've both told me that they want each other out of their game.
Before I start, I gotta call Ben. And oh wait, Ben's out of the game. That's right, I forgot. Did Billy call Elise? No, she got voted out too. And Jack's. Wait a second. Am I the last returnee in the game? Fuck yeah, I am.
Matthew being the last returner, I think we can easily work with that and get him out. Just because he was voted out pretty early in his season, he has some weaknesses out there.
Pretty good players, you know. Ben, Jack, and Elise, they've all got their skills, but I think this season proves that terrible players make it far. So, I've just made myself the worst possible player.
Sayonara, Tiggleman.
Jack is gone, and it's just so funny to me because he probably never thought he'd be out before me. Megan looks so scared. Her little owner is gone. Who's gonna take her for walks now?
And I've never really seen Megan not cheery before, you know what I'm saying? She's always kind of cheery.
We just got back from the tribal, and it went completely the opposite of what I was hoping for. Not only did we not vote out Nate, but I got a ton of votes, and now Jack is gone.
Honestly, feel like garbage right now. Coming into this game, I was like, you know what, lying, I'm gonna be good at it. I'm gonna just detach my feelings from the game, and then it'll be easy to vote them out. And it turns out, it's not. I've been crying for a little bit because was just on the phone with Megan and had to straight up lie to her face.
I thought that I could trust Shannon, but she lied to both me and Jack.
Because I feel just immense guilt.
But apparently, having to lie to someone's face like that really tore her up, and she was crying, and she felt really guilty about having to lie straight to Jack's face.
And I literally don't know what I'm gonna say to Jack. I literally don't know. Because I don't want to lie to him. And if I talk to him on the phone, it's gonna be so hard for me to not just weep the way I'm crying right now.
So she was crying over Jack, which makes me feel a little bit better that, if she cried over Jack, I wonder what she'll do when she tries to make a move against me, if that ever even is the case.
Obviously, Jack went, and that was kind of tough to see him go just because I know he really, is a good player and wants to be in the game really bad. I think I did feel kind of bad voting on Jack, though. Just because, I did have to lie to him, right before.
But he also lied straight to your face.
Yeah.
You should have been calm as a bitch, dude.
I just know that, he...
That should have been, gratification for you.
And I don't know, Dale, are you and I the only ones? I think you and I could have done that and not felt bad at all. Been in Shannon's position or in Katie's position. Is that, do you agree?
That we're what?
That we could have done that and, not been all sad and somber about it. I don't know.
No, I mean, call me a dickhead, but, I would have sat there with a huge smile on my face.
Yeah, what are these people doing?
I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know.
So now I just feel completely abandoned. I have no one else left in this game who I can trust.
It's nice to see people that are your enemies tremble.
But Matthew, during the tribal was fucking beating his head on his knee, like, had his head in his hands. I was like, it's not that deep. Like, he's not dead. He's not actually getting voted off any island. Like, you can see him later. It's fine.
I think this is really good for me. I feel like Jack was a big threat. He obviously has wanted me out for a long time. I just can't get over how fucking funny it is that he got out before me when he loves this game.
I'm, again, feeling that kind of survivor's guilt that someone who has literally never seen an episode of Survivor is managing to do this well in the game, and people who really have liked the show and like are really into it and really want to play this game aren't in it anymore. Like that, I feel bad in kind of a detached way because it's not like I'm going to do anything about it.
He was so pissed too. I was like, that is a man who's about to punch a wall.
Jack wanted to be here so bad, and to have people left in this game like Kat and Ivy and Shannon who have never had to do anything. They've been to one tribal. I feel like it's just not fair.
I wouldn't sacrifice my own position for them. I'm a competitive person and I want to do well, but I just give less of a shit about this game than I think they did, so kind of sucks. I feel a little bad, but it is what it is.
Me, Kat, Ivy are going final 3, so get freaking ready.
Yeah.
Kat has a bit of survivor's guilt, but we don't really care about it because we're friends, so it doesn't matter.
I also don't give a fuck about this game.
Yeah.
That was a big threat.
Perfect.
Okay.
Got Tiggleman out, so I was really pumped. And we're out in the hallway waiting for the challenge to be set up, and I'm just feeling really good. So I just start flossing. For those of you who don't know what flossing is, it's like the move that all the kids are doing these days.
Can anyone here floss?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit, it's a oh, the 28-year-old can floss. Didn't see that one coming, huh?
I just don't understand why people like Dale. I don't get it.
Yeah, that wasn't a good look.
Slow it down.
Young at heart. Young at heart.
Yeah, I practiced that for hours.
I think Megan got really pissed. She wasn't happy with my dance moves, even though they were really legit. So wish I could have went back and not flossed, but sometimes these hips don't lie, and these hips wanted to celebrate, so they had a floss.
I was counting how many people there are here because it seems like so few, but that's because Kat and Ivy are not participating in the challenge.
I'm really sick. We're not making it to tribal, sadly.
What's up, guys? Kat here. Awkwardly vlogging solo on my way home from the tribal. This is a lot less awkward than I did with Ivy. I've been asked to record why I'm skipping the challenge because they're doing a challenge right after the tribal. The answer is because it is midnight 30 and I need to be awake in 4.5 hours to do PT. And as fun as this game is, that shit ain't worth it. I don't feel that stressed about forfeiting my chance for immunity because, like I said, I appear to not need it.
So 1 in 7 shot at immunity, guys.
Yeah.
Pretty good odds.
Oh, I guess after winning like individual immunity, I feel like this next challenge, like, it would be weird if I won it again. I'm not even saying that I'm gonna or I have a chance at. Like, maybe I'll be the first one out, but like, if I win, then people are gonna be like, you know, like, oh, she won the first 2. Like,
I don't know.
Alright guys, welcome to today's challenge. Ivy and Kat cannot be with us, but first things first, Katie, I will take it back. Alright, immunity is back up for grabs. For today's challenge, you'll each have a station with colored symbols in a bag. Around the corner down the hall is a 7x7 grid of these same shapes. You will have to replicate it. First person to do so will win the challenge. While you are in this room, since these are paper, we are going to say walking only in this room. Once you're out in the hallway, you can run. If somebody yells check, I will say pause, and everybody will have to stop until I have checked that person's. If they are right or not, then we will resume. Alright, survivors ready. Go! A lot of speed walking out of the room. Dale's gonna stay and open his bag. Let's see if that strategy pays off, Doc. All the way down. Jackson and Nate, first one's back, Shannon right behind. This is going to be a little bit of a long challenge. Hopefully somebody can memorize shapes very fast. Dale, finally with all his shapes visible, now going to go out and memorize. Katie finally back. Let's see how many she can remember. Everybody with a little bit of a different strategy. Some people trying to organize their shapes. Other people just seeing what they can memorize and heading back out. On the edge. Starting to get closer. Let's get the last one. Alright, pause, everybody pause. Nate is incorrect. Alright, pause, everybody pause. Dale incorrect.
Go.
Everybody resume. Yep.
I have a feeling you just misread it. If you misread it, is there like a recount?
I didn't, but sure.
Want another check? Just go back to the thing.
Yep. Pause. Nate incorrect. Everybody can resume. I'm back. Jackson going back out. Pause. At this point in the challenge. Dale incorrect.
Go!
Nate and Dale have both checked, both been incorrect. Everybody else still working on their puzzle.
I gotta check.
Alright, pause, everybody pause. Jackson incorrect.
Oh!
Everybody resume.
Okay, can you check now?
Yep. Pause!
Yeah, I do. Between us.
Nate wins the challenge safe this week at Tribal Council. Alright, congratulations, Nate. Puzzle master, finally. I will. I'll do it for you. Nate, safe at this week's Tribal Council, has a 1 in 8 shot at winning the game. As for the rest of you, one of you, or Kat or Ivy, will be going home this week. That's all we got for you. Grab your stuff, head on out. Good night. For at the start. God damn it.
One fucking box.
So, 2 challenges now, and I have 0 victories. That's the biggest blindside of the season, I think. Obviously, this one, it was like memory and running. Viewers back home are probably like, damn, Jackson's got this one. That guy has the brain and the athletics. But somehow it didn't all come together. I don't know, it was like when you put the paper to cover up the answers, because like there are a lot of dirty cheaters around me, I wanted to cover it up, but then I would come back and lift the paper, it would move all my pieces. If I think like a production had a higher budget maybe, and we used tape or Velcro to really like hold the pieces down, then I for sure hands down win. But unfortunately, you know, just the lack of resources that we have here as a college survivor is really hindering my success.
What up, y'all? I'm just in the studio, dripping in my necklace.
It did kind of suck that like another like El Norte got immunity, because then it just narrows down like the possibilities of like if they're gonna stick Tokidoki strong.
The puzzler is here and here to stay. First it was a slide puzzle, then a memory. Bring it on. Whatever puzzles come next, I'm winning them. I'm calling it right now. This brain is just too big for the rest of the contestants because I am the leader of the puzzle challenges. I am the puzzler.
It's not gonna be fun playing anymore. You know, like, I was friends with Jack and Camila. I hate everyone left in this game. Especially Kat. She didn't even want to participate in the challenge.
Also potential of Kat going home this week.
Cat's in fucking leaf in the wind. Like, I don't know where she's gonna blow.
He also called Kat straight up to like both me and Ivy. He used the same expression. He called her a leaf in the wind. And then we told, like, that's
what does that even mean?
I know. It means like she just floats wherever she wants. But I don't think that's true. All these people are gonna beat me if I take him to the end, unless I take Kat and Ivy, which means I'm gonna have to freaking work to get Kat through.
She just doesn't want to be here. She doesn't care about this game.
I like can't really be pressed about it, you know, like, cause there's a good chance that someone would beat me.
There's the idea that she doesn't care as much as other people, so it's not as big of a deal to like put some votes on her.
It's kind of annoying, to be honest. Like, she doesn't go to the challenge. I don't know. It's like, it would be a very easy vote, and it could maybe solidify trust with me and Katie if I go after her at Tokidoki.
At this point, I'm just really disappointed. But hopefully things will somehow turn around from here.
Definitely have calmed down and cleared my head a little bit since last night. I am still upset, obviously, but I'm really glad to be here and trying to separate out the personal aspect and realize that this is just a game.
Probably think Kat's on the outer end of 6.
I'm afraid of really pulling hard for Kat because that could very easily get back to her or other people that she's close to that I'm trying to make a big move. At this point, it's going to kind of be a balance for me to try to meet with everybody and kind of toe the line between sort of pushing that way while still seeming sweet and innocent and non-threatening.
I feel bad because like we put Shannon in a bad spot. She had the closest relationship with you.
I try to protect Shannon a little bit. So I tell her, you know, I know you were close with Shannon. She actually did push for you a lot. She was your advocate.
And at that point, it was either like prove her trust to us and her loyalty to us.
Like, I get that she was in a tough spot and obviously
prove her
better.
trust to you when you don't have the numbers. So like,
I get it.
Because I know Shannon did not like having to make that move. So I thought I'd throw her a bone and do her a solid. So I tell Megan that. She goes, oh yeah, well then who was the majority influencing Shannon? fuck, it was me. She's like, yeah, okay, I know that you and Jackson are running the show over there. That's not what I want to hear.
But can you believe Megan saying that either Dale or I are calling the shots? That's not good. I don't want people thinking I'm calling the shots. I mean, kinda it has happened so far, you know, that I've been calling the shots. I've gotten my way, but if people think that, it might wisen up.
You know, like I don't necessarily need Megan gone this week, but you know, if it's an easy vote, like I said, the longer Dale and I can kind of play the middle of Shannon versus Jackson, the better for us.
Yeah, I don't like someone like verbally saying that I or probably my closest alliance is running the show, so I'm gonna have to put that one to bed here soon. So hopefully we can get rid of Megan this week.
It would be kind of a miracle if I survive at this point, but I think there's still time that I could make something happen, so I'm not giving up hope yet.
Your boy's a fucking genius. Sure, there's all these scary birds right now. Sure, it's 3 a.m., but look at that. If I can get it in the camera frame. Secret advantage clue 2 by the LSA building, bitches. They even came here. Dale, Kat, Ivy, Matt, they all came to the LSA building. Didn't find it, those dumbasses, but your boy did. Sleep? Who wants sleep? Not this guy.
So remember how I showed you the scary birds, or I tried to? Yeah, that's because there were like a shit ton of birds in that tree. They fucking shat on my jacket, at least in 2 places. Oh, good thing I put my hood up. This would have hit me right on my head. I mean, I guess worth it, but that kind of sucks.
Alright guys, here's a little lesson. Most people learn it in like elementary school. But this color right here, that's fucking white. That is not gray. Okay, and spires are pointy at the top. You see this shit? That is rounded. That is not what a spire looks like. But nevertheless, I overcame the odds, overcame the adversity, just like I have been my whole life. You know, a privileged white male, I've had to overcome a lot. And I found this beautiful 3rd clue just hidden in that bush. No one else is probably here, but I'm gonna run away, and it looks like it's down at Ross or something. So, it's the 4th and final clue.
At Ross, see this big ass tree, and then look right at the base here. What's that? A little plastic baggie. Don't mind if I do. I'll pocket that and get the fuck out of here.
Okay. Do you want snacks? I have enough for. I went to the store yesterday. I have many snacks.
Oh my god.
Popcorn, goldfish, Doritos, Cheez-Its.
What's in popcorn?
The producers are like, the first time I date an Ivy meet and they're this extra. Probably why they
We should
never
have live streamed it. Honestly, this is such a momentous occasion.
It is.
Well, show me this tea. We'll start with
Yes. So let me give you the good stuff. So we have I made a final 4 with people.
Yes. Am I in it?
You're not in the final 4, but you're in the final 5.
Great.
And she was talking about a final 4 that doesn't include me. I'm just confused. Like,
Ivy, you're abandoning me when I made it this far?
Well, we have to, maybe we can get you farther. Because I told Shannon that I was like, I'm not really sure about Dale and Jackson.
So it seems that the top 4 are me, Jackson, Ivy, and Shannon.
So the final 4 is Dale, Jackson, Shannon, and I. But we don't know how we feel about Dale and Jackson.
I don't know, I'm fine with Ivy. Ivy doesn't really seem to care. But like, Shannon is a thinker, and she's like so worried and anxious about everything, and like it's kind of emotional, and I don't know how to work with that.
I'm not cool taking Jackson a fucking 4. Absolutely not. Like
Shannon has always been hesitant to work with me, skeptical of me this entire game. There's nothing I'm gonna do is gonna change that.
I'm gonna have to make a move if I want to get him out.
Jackson told me he wants to be in the final 5.
Yeah.
With you.
With you too. You are in the final 5.
That
not
one?
4. I want to be. You're being cut off at 5.
Wait, and it's for sure.
But I'm just like, I don't really understand her plan here. And she was like, well, you'll be in the 5. Like, no, girl, we're final 2. Like, we're going to the end.
Well, not for sure yet. But that's the idea. The 4 of us aren't going to meet until next week, after Megan is out.
This whole Final 4 thing, like, clearly Nate is in my Final 4, like, to be serious.
Like, I know I can still trust her. I think she's just trying to, you know, promote trust in others that she's not working with me, and, like, that's fine.
But I'm not too comfortable yet telling people how close Nate and I are, just because from day one, we're going to keep this as hush-hush as possible.
But, like, she's gonna have to prove herself to me, because I'm, like, I don't know, I was a little nervy hearing that.
But here's the thing, you're a threat to everyone's game. You're a threat to literally everyone's game.
Why?
Because you're going to be the only El Norte. And so the jury people will vote for you. All El Nortes will vote for you.
You do not understand what happened on our tribe.
Oh, Norte, they'll put on a show for the first 3 weeks.
I'm not going to a final with an El Norte people. El Norte person. If an El Norte person makes it to the final, no one's going to beat them.
In that group, Dale, I don't want Dale in my Final 4. Like, he has too much charm to win over votes.
I think she thinks she's in a good position.
Who, Ivy?
Ivy.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, Jackson, I think I can win over Jackson. Shannon has a lot of energy. Like, I don't think I can meet her up at that scale to, like, beat her.
I don't think she thinks she's in a good position.
She
is in a good position. She's in a great position.
She knows also that she's in a good position.
Yeah.
So truly, honestly, like, I'll say yes for now, but I have totally different plans.
I'm not getting out of 5. Like, we're going till the end. Like, that's always been my plan.
You're safe this week.
You're not at number 5.
I'm feeling a little weird about that, but I think we're good. Maybe. I'm feeling nervous, but it's okay.
There are no votes on you this week.
I don't know. I'm dripping. There can't be votes on me.
Found it. Only took like 3 hours, but I got it. And it was not by a tree. It was like this, right there. Just fucking, this is cement. This is not a tree. This is a sculpture, not a tree. If it's gonna be hidden by the sculpture, say that. That's the tree over there. You guys are bad, but I've overcome it. Classic Jackson right there. What a heroic moment. You guys are gonna put the music in the background of this. Can't wait.
Congratulations! You have found the advantage menu. This allows you to choose one of the following 3 advantages: vote blocker, vote steal, extra vote. You have 5 minutes. Choose one. The advantage you choose expires when there are 6 survivors remaining. Which weapon will you wield in the war to come?
Yes, please.
One player from casting a vote. Okay, well that's clearly worse than the vote steal. It's basically vote steals if you don't get to cast a vote. So bad. That vote steal.
Final choice?
Final choice.
All right.
Lock it in. Okay. Congratulations, you have been awarded a vote steal. This allows you to steal the vote of one player of your choice at Tribal Council. You must play this advantage and publicly present it to Cooper before the votes are cast, and the player of your choice will not cast a vote, and you will vote twice. This advantage expires when there are 6 survivors remaining. Use it wisely. So my advantage, I get to steal a vote whenever I want to, except I can only use it till the final 6, so it's not really whenever I want to. That really hamstrings the advantage. Potentially a move I can make at 6, and this is getting way ahead of myself. I steal someone's vote, get Dale out of there. Dale's gone. Or maybe I want to keep him because he's a threat. I don't know, maybe get Shannon out of there. She's still threatening.
Successfully playing an idol is so difficult in this game. Like, you have to know, like, your timing has to be perfect. You have to know that the votes are you. You have to, like, make sure no one knows that you're playing. Like, a lot of things have to go right to successfully play an idol, but you don't need anything to go right to use your advantage. You could just use it, and that could really shake shit up.
And hopefully I won't need it until 6 if I do decide to change that up. If I don't want to do Final Four with like me, Shane, and Ivy Dale.
I also want to talk to Jackson again because it seems like everyone that I've talked to has people that they're close with and no one has brought up his name. That could be something that I could work with, but I think he's too arrogant to think that people don't actually like him and he would really be on the bottom.
Look at that. So pretty. So great.
You
Gotta
talking
love
about
it.
yourself?
Or you. Why do you have to take it as me being
Because you're just
so
so
conceited?
full of yourself.
Or is it an act to cover up for so many crippling insecurities?
I feel like it's
Like-
not.
No?
No. You're pulling it off very well. I just met with Jackson and he was not super helpful.
How's Survivor going?
You know how Survivor's going.
I don't know how your Survivor's going.
Obviously
I'm only
great,
seeing
Jackson.
you're still here.
I'm still
That's-
here, but like,
That's good, is it not?
I mean, it's good.
Okay.
But you could also just easily vote all together because you literally were in on a plan of everybody but me, which does not feel
Okay,
great.
well,
Jackson.
you were forever loyal to Jack, and we all knew that. So
I don't know why everything's such a bad thing. I'm
it's
just
not a bad
nice,
thing. It's
loyal
purely just that we're not
person.
going to bring you in on a plan against Jack.
You don't want me to stay.
It's not the worst thing in the world for you staying for my game. It's a matter of like I can't push too hard. Like, hey, let's keep Megan without people being suspicious.
But why?
The one thing that you might be able to do is that Kat doesn't want to be here, basically.
Exactly. Jack
So,
wanted
like-
to be here so bad.
I know,
She
that was very
didn't
clear.
even do the challenge. That
I
makes
know.
me so mad.
So like the one person you might be able to gain traction on is Kat.
He basically said maybe I could try to pitch for Kat, and if things go that way, he would vote that way, but he's not going to go out of his way to help me out, which, of course, Jackson is still the worst and never going to do anything to help me. You're just so mean.
I'm not that mean.
Really, you're like, there's no way you would ever get picked. But 10 people would have to drop out for them to ever pick you because you're the most boring human on the planet.
You are making this way worse than it was. I said you were backup, Megan. Word on the street is you're the 10th backup, and then I said I was the 11th backup. Do you remember that part?
I don't.
We don't remember that.
Man, at the beginning of the game, I was like, that Megan girl, we'll probably work together, grad student. And then I was an asshole to her one time during the challenge for 2 hours. And now we can't work together when I'm an asshole to so many people all the time. It's part of my charm. And Megan just doesn't get it.
So part of the reason I wanted Jack to go home so specifically was because it would weaken Matthew. I think that's beneficial in the long run for everyone's game. I know we want to stay Tokidoki strong, but Matthew's a fucking threat.
And he plays this game like he's the best and that everyone likes him. Like, do you think people don't like me? I don't think people like Matthew.
I don't know why he thinks he's so good at this game. Matt's actually not that good at Survivor.
He just, like, is so full of himself in terms of the game. I mean, like, all those men are.
Tried to make myself very non-threatening, and very not sketchy and very complacent. And so far, so good. I haven't gotten a vote.
Just like thinks he's amazing, but no one actually really trusts him. So, are you really that good?
Just talk to Matthew. By talk to Matthew, I mean I listened to Matthew. And I tried to give him some advice, because he comes on really frickin' strong.
He's gonna get voted out soon because he's just, like, he gives off slimy vibes.
Matthew, I don't give a about how you played the last game. It's a different game. So get over your fucking ego. Your 11th place ego.
If I ever got confirmation that Shannon trusted me, like, a little more than... I think she's at, like, 85% trust with me.
I don't know if Matthew just loves the sound of his own voice, or just, like, thinks I'm an idiot.
If I could get confirmation that she was at, like, at least 95% trust with me, then I'd rather go to the end with her. But right now, I think Dale is close to 100% with me, I hope.
Matthew, it's tough with him, dude. I just don't know what that guy, because he's so unpredictable and such a spaz and so scatterbrained that I never know where the hell he's going. But he seems to be wanting to actually work with me, Shannon, and Ivy. If that's like really, but then he also wants to work with me, Jackson, and Katie. So he has like 2 different groups, and I kind of position it with him like, hey, we're like the swing vote. We could do really well in this game because it looks like we could go with 2 groups. And I think he's buying into that, but I don't know. I never know with Matthew.
Dale and I mapped out our whole plan, basically, for hopefully how to get to the end.
You know, figure out Jackson, probably. Because next week I would really like to rally myself, Shannon, Ivy, Dale, and possibly Kat together to go after Jackson, just to kind of make the first move. I think if we wait, I think I might still be fine. If Jackson tries to make his move against, it'd probably be either Shannon or I. I think Ivy would have my back, and I think Dale would have my back, and it depends on who else is in the game. They might have my back as well.
So here you have it. Megan out of this game. Then I wanted to take out Kat, so Shannon didn't have a potential number. And then Matthew at 7.
Basically, if Megan goes home this week, I want her pissed off at me. She told me Jack's super pissed at me, which would be great because later on when we get rid of Kat, she'll be pissed at me. You know, if we blindside Jackson, he'll be pissed at me. You know, maybe if at some point I have to get rid of Dale, he'll be pissed at me. Or if Dale and I decide to get rid of Shannon or Ivy, they'll be pissed at me, which is perfect, as to give people a reason to take me to the end. I think I could turn myself into a pretty good goat, pretty good villain to take to the end.
There's like so much more merit, I think, to keeping you around.
Especially for you.
Yeah.
So I feel like I would love to work with you if you don't vote me out.
In which case they are thinking about splitting the votes on Megan and Kat, which has been a name that's been thrown out a lot this week.
You're the only person I haven't talked to anybody. Total radio silence, except for Megan. Megan reached out to me, so I'm meeting with her on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. There's this idea that there's a lot of players in the game still who like haven't really done much in the game, so people are gonna want to take them to the end.
Katie's little punk ass, her little whack ass move is to say to me, I'm really close to all the guys, but like I think we should keep talking. And I think like you, Ivy, Kat, and Nate, because you haven't really made big moves, are all sort of like non-players right now, and just people who are working around the system.
Like Kat, Shannon, and Ivy are all sort of like so like people don't want 3 of those girls in.
And I'm like, really? Really? You're gonna say that to me right now when your fate is in my fucking hands?
Also because I can't rely on Katie because she's so willing to be like, I'm really close with all the guys in this game, but I feel like you and I should talk. And I'm like, what the frick? Why wouldn't you just say, like, the move there is to just be like, I'm not sure how close I am with the guys. And then I'd be like, oh, okay. But you coming at me and being like, I'm really close with them and I want to work with them is like, okay, that would...
My biggest issue with some of the people playing right now is that like they think they can just like boss us around as like girls around.
Yeah, I would say that that's
do you like
a
get what I'm
decent
saying?
assessment? Yeah, we lost the footage where we said all the boys were cocky. We can fucking reiterate that. They're all cocky.
They're really cocky.
Kat is like a perfect person to take me in, I think, to a lot of people. So everyone's kind of nervous that if we keep all these players in that haven't done anything, people are gonna vote each other out before they vote these people out.
So do you anticipate that Matt and Kat, in whatever order, are probably the next two gone?
I think the next 2 are those 2 that you mentioned in any particular order.
Yeah.
I'm not voting for Kat. No way in hell I'm voting for Megan because Megan has actually implied that she wants to work with me. And so it's like, do I...
That also annoys me that they just feel like, oh, we want to have this, but Shannon's not allowed to have her other alliance. Like, I hate that they're just so cocky and controlling.
Yeah, it's really frustrating. I encouraged Megan to reach out to you though.
Okay.
Which
She
like
fucking took your word for it.
I
so
know
that's good.
that actually makes me feel good because I thought she was gonna be pissed after that vote. There's no way I win if I don't make a big move soon.
I want Megan gone because she is going to spread the Jackson Dale are running the show like wildfire, and that's not good for my game. So Megan's next on the pecking order, in my opinion. We'll see how that shakes out because it's going to take a lot of convincing to Shannon. And I know we're going to disagree here. We'll walk it out.
You think Megan should go this week?
100%. She told me in the car that you're fucking running the show, like, to my face.
Mhm.
Like, someone that's like that against me will never be with me.
Yeah.
Ever.
I genuinely feel like I'm getting walked all over. And like, that's not cool in my book. It wouldn't be cool coming from Dale, who I like think is my closest ally, but I also don't know because he's telling me that he's doing the same thing he's doing with me with all these other freaking people.
If people were to
No one
like
knows
ask
that we're
me
close.
if you and I were close, nobody asks me.
Right. I think the Lisa vote is why.
Yeah.
And they just assume that like we're immature and can't get past you.
Uh-huh.
Does Dale really think I trust him that much? He voted out Eliza. Like, that wasn't cool. I'm still not fucking cool with it.
The only thing that we absolutely can't do is take out 2 Tokidoki in a row.
No. That's
We
why I'm
can't-
saying, that's
yeah.
why I'm saying, like, we can't take out Kat if we're thinking this. That's 2 Tokidoki in a row. I thought I got over Monday. Oh, I did get over Monday. And then I go and I talk to Dale again, and he fucking makes me feel like trash again.
I was gonna say
But-
Cat at potentially 8.
PSA, men! I don't like feeling like I'm getting walked all over. I don't like feeling like I have no control, and Dale, you do exactly that.
If we get rid of Megan, it's 6-2.
Yeah.
That means we could take out 2 Tokidoki and still be 4-2, and still be 2 above. You know what I mean? I think we always have to have a 2-person buffer.
I don't give a shit if Megan doesn't like you. Katie doesn't like me. Why the fuck would I keep her around?
My strategy at this point is just to create as much chaos as possible to try to create a crack. Since no one is coming to me trying to get me on their side for a crack, I need to make that happen myself.
So I think Shannon is closer with you and everyone else is closer with Katie. Agree?
I guess so.
Okay, so that's why it's really, really hard to make it you now.
But shouldn't that bother you if Katie's closer with other people?
Yeah, unless I feel confident that she's like actually with me.
I don't think she's actually with you.
Who's she actually with? That's what what is her game?
I don't know, but she pitched to me this girls thing, or maybe Dale. She never said anything about you. I don't think she cares about you. So I'm going to be throwing Matthew's name out as much as possible, while also telling people that Katie is trying to stir up drama. So if I can get as many names as possible out there that aren't mine, then that's great for me.
I stir the pot a little bit. I tell Matthew, like, hey, actually that vote idea was actually Katie's, not Megan's.
She also tried to like pitch Katie a little bit because she was like, Katie, like, threw out your name, and you know, she was like, I think Katie actually wants to work with the girls or something.
This week I hear that she's pitching to Megan to do an all-girls thing and take out Matthew.
I know it was probably Megan's idea, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I think Katie's gonna go home.
It's a lot more dangerous of a move to keep you. But it could pay
off.
Yeah, is the thing. But I gotta like it changes everything is the thing. Of like the game plan was absolutely you go this way.
I know.
So I have to reformulate everything.
Go up to your little murder board, reschedule everything.
I gotta
make sure that it's not.
So I spoke with Megan. I don't know. I mean, it's concerning, and like I don't know how much Katie is with us, but like I think it's still probably the move to vote out Megan.
Little scheme queen that I am, I'm just gonna push the votes off Megan because, and guess what? Everyone else is gonna take credit for this move. Everyone else is gonna take credit for this move. That was clearly me.
Katie is the one who's close to all of you and yet is
Right.
trying to pull things up. She came to me and was like, let's make a move. Let's take out Matthew. And I was like, I mean, okay.
Right.
But
I guess when Megan met with Matt after, she was like, oh, you know, Katie is trying to do this girls thing, and like told Matt this, and like I just like, you know, I only said that for Megan to like make Megan feel better.
yeah, but she also said that she talked to Shannon about this all-girls alliance last week.
Yeah.
I guess I should have realized that she would probably tell Matt if she was really desperate.
I know you guys think you're close with Katie, but I feel like she's kind of dangerous, and if she makes it to the end, I think she would beat all of you.
I 100% know that.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
It's hard for me to gauge like how much of a threat people think I am.
To me, like, I guess it's not like a huge deal who actually proposed it. You know, if Katie proposed it, I'm sure it was just, you know, well, I mean, maybe it was real, maybe it was to like just get some.
It is a big deal if Katie proposed it because, like, it doesn't make sense for Katie to propose it to Megan.
Yeah, unless she was just trying to convince Megan that Katie was still with Megan.
And then, but I talked to Matt today, and he told me that, like, he was kind of worried about something like that. And then he was like, oh, but I think Megan's just desperate, you know, so she's just saying stuff, making stuff up. And I was like, yeah.
Are you having doubts?
No, not really. I mean, I've thought about it. Like, I've thought about it. How with us do you think Katie is?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think she's with us, but I think she's like a player that will flip-flop whatever direction she needs to. So I think she's with us now at this point in the game, but I don't have confidence where I can say she's with us in a week or 2 weeks from now.
Well, that's when we need her. I mean...
Oh, I think my plan is, like, perfect. Like, I'm just trying to stay kind of in this, like, middle area. Next week is when I think shit's gonna get crazy. So, like, then I'm in a really good spot because I think they're gonna try to turn on each other before me.
I don't really know. Like, how much trust do you still have in Katie at this point? Like,
That's like the big question mark.
Big tribal council tonight.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
So Megan or Katie? Yeah.
Yeah.
The girls, Ivy and Shannon, obviously feel better with Megan than they do Katie because they were on New El Norte together. Whereas Dale, Matt, and I obviously feel better with Katie than we do Megan since we were on New Tokidoki together. So there's been sort of this tension between the two groups about which one to keep and which one to let go of.
But Megan said that Katie was acting as if like she's super close to like all the guys.
We want Megan out, but Shannon feels like she doesn't have a say in the way that this game is going, and she's just being told what to do week in and week out.
I don't like being treated like I'm a disposable player.
And she doesn't like the fact that we have a close relationship with Katie, and it's making her paranoid.
I'm sick and tired of playing this game like I'm somebody's puppet.
And rightfully so. She's right. Katie would side with us over her, and good intuition by Shannon's part.
I think that Matthew thinks he's in a good spot right now. I think that Dale thinks he's in a good spot. I think that Jackson thinks he's in a good spot. And it's just a matter of when those cocky boys figure out that the votes in this game are coming from the same people. And me, Ivy, and Kat are 3 votes that are going to work together, and so we can have some maneuverability once we get down to 6 or once we get down to 5. And so it's just a matter of how long Kat stays in, because I'd be willing to save Kat all the way up to the final 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Megan said that Katie proposed like an all-girls alliance, basically. So. Yeah.
That's the thing is that no one trusts her because she wants everyone to trust her.
She's playing both sides.
I kind of want Katie gone because I guess she's talking to my name.
Well, she told me that Katie's been pitching like an all-girls thing and going against me. That's what Megan told me, which like it makes sense for Megan to say that because like that would obviously make me paranoid that Katie was gonna come after me.
You paranoid? What?
Am I not paranoid? I'm fine going home after that.
For Matthew pretending to come up with this whole vote out Katie idea, nah. Matthew, not you. It wasn't you, but it was me because I set the plan in motion by telling Dale I was freaked out. So, turns out you have power when you're good at social game and when you create strong alliances.
I don't know. I'd like to blindside Katie and set up myself for a move next week. You know, again, the risk is that it makes it more apparent that my move's coming next week, but it does gather me like an extra number for next week.
Megan's nervous, and I talked to her about the vote, and I just really hope that she's solid with it.
I think most likely Nate, Megan, and I are writing Kat's names down, and then everyone else is writing Megan.
Yeah. Like Katie, Megan, does that work?
Yeah.
Sure. Alright.
So we are Katie.
We're Katie. We are Katie.
Her name has an H in it, right?
It does.
Megan. Gotcha. I'm voting Megan.
But Ivy just texted me telling me that it's not gonna be Megan. But I said, don't tell me who it is because I want to be surprised.
I think the chaos I stirred up today also proves to people that I am a game player and I'm going to be gunning for that Soul Survivor title because that's what I want and that's why I played the game. I didn't come here to play the game and just be an easy vote. And Katie, my big move isn't going to be working with you against Matthew. My big move is going to be right now getting you out.
Just wanted to run something by you and see what your thoughts were. How much do we potentially would want Katie in the game?
It would be much better if Megan went home.
It would be very, very easy to tip off Katie and Nate and like essentially have them two vote Megan. Like it would, like we could easily make it seem like we had no clue, like we didn't tip them off. Like we could probably even blame it on Matthew.
We love a good blindside, and I hope that it's that way. I hope that Matthew isn't stupid and doesn't tell people everything the way he always does.
Matthew has a track record of just saying too much shit when he does it, so like it could be easily thought that Matthew's the one that talked to her.
Matthew gets paranoid, but also Matthew talks so stinking much. Matthew Israel, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Nobody wants to hear you talk. Especially not me, especially not about this game.
Then we have even more trust with Katie, because now she knows that like we like really tipped her off, and we can even say like they want us to vote you out on, if it's like split, tied vote, they want us to vote you out and revote. So she's not going to trust like any of the Tokidoki girls. She'll save herself, she'll be really loyal to us.
In my case, my most threatening person is also the person like I have to trust most, which is Dale. Since I'm like putting so much trust in him, it's so easy for him to like screw me over, kind of.
No, I mean, I get what you're thinking, because obviously, like, saving Katie again would make, like, I would hope would make her very, very loyal.
He's definitely like, I think someone is going to be like really hard to beat in the end. If I make it that far, I'm going to have to decide if like he's worth it or not, you know what I'm saying? So
I just think it's really funny that I know at one point I said, after Jack and Camila had kind of lied to me, that I'm not playing for Jack and Camila anymore, I'm just playing for me. But now I really feel like after they both got voted out, I am playing for both of them, and I would love to be able to take out Tokidoki and win for Jack and Camila and be able to represent them. And so hopefully that's what will happen in the end.
My question is, where are Nate and Katie gonna vote? Because if they're gonna vote for Kat, then what I'd really like to do is do a 3-3 split amongst Tokidoki.
Alright, so we are Katie.
We're Katie.
And then I would be a Megan vote, and that would actually change my vote to Katie.
You know what, let's actually change our vote to Megan.
It would be kind of going against what the plan is, but I think I could salvage it, you know, and Megan would be a solid number. And then next week I could work with Ivy, Shannon, Megan, Dale, possibly even Kat, go after Jackson.
These yitches better not let me get too much power.
She's gonna be very pissed. We're gonna make another person cry, Dale.
Alright guys, time to welcome in the first member of our jury. Jack voted out at the last tribal council. Back to listen in, gather some intel on where his eventual jury vote will land. Alright guys, well welcome back to tribal council. So Megan, a little bit different from Nate. You got votes last week, but not safe this week. How's that make you feel?
Pretty bad.
I just gotta ask a tough question. So Jackson, what are these Tokidoki dynamics? There's 6 of you. Somebody's gotta be on top, somebody's gotta be on bottom.
I disagree with the premise. I don't think anyone has to be on top and anyone on the bottom. I think we can all be a nice, level, even playing field.
The 6 of you can all win. Right.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I believe once you get down to 6, if you guys stick together, they count all of you.
We're gonna switch it just for this game. Ivy, do you think this is the week that Tokidoki implodes on itself? Or are you guys just gonna stick final 6, all 6 of you are gonna win according to Jackson?
Why are you implying that we're gonna implode?
It's gotta happen at some point. Only one person can win.
What if we all decide to quit?
Then you all lose.
But in our hearts, we gotta win. Who gives you the authority to tell us who wins? Let's turn this game on its head, and we can all tell ourselves that we're winners.
There you go. Do it.
Do it. Final 6. It's happening.
Alright,
foreshadowing.
So Ivy, is this the week where Tokidoki's are going to turn on each other, or is it still sometime in the future?
I think we all stand pretty much at the same level. We're all winners because teamwork makes the She's saying that out loud. Yes.
Dale, how do you weigh these last couple votes where Katie has kind of been almost a de facto Tokidoki member?
She has a pretty strong history of voting, at least with me when we were in the
swap tribes, and now last week it might.
So Megan, does that make you nervous at all? I know we've been over this a couple times, but.
Yeah, coming into this week, there are 8 people who all voted together against me and my closest ally, and so obviously it's not.
All right, then it is time to vote. Katie, you're up first.
Hopefully, this doesn't come back and bite me in the freaking butt.
It's kind of like her / me, so obviously it's not gonna be me.
I don't really know if it's gonna be you or me tonight. I'm really hoping that it's you, but I feel bad about this. I'm sorry.
No hard feelings. I ran here because I'm so excited for this vote. Not actually. I'm always gonna be nervous, and I've got a good nervous pee coming right now. But it's fine. Hopefully people do what they said they were going to do, and hopefully you go home, because I think you're stupid, and you're playing a stupid game.
All right, if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay, once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Cat. Cat.
You spelled it wrong.
Megan. 2 votes Cat, 1 vote Megan, 6 votes left. Katie. Katie. Megan. 2 votes Megan, 2 votes Kat, 2 votes Katie, 3 votes left. Katie. Eighth person voted out, the second member of our jury. Katie, that's 4. Tonight's enough. Katie, the tribe is spoken.
That way.
There you go.
Bye, everyone.
Go.
Well, 6 Tokidoki once again stuck together, but as we talked about tonight, someone is on the top, someone is on the bottom, and at some point, we will have to find out who that is. Grab your stuff, head on out. Good night.
Next week on Survivor Michigan.
And then we get to Tribal, and only 2 Megan votes come up. Let's deal with that. That's weird. There were supposed to be 3 of us doing that. It was supposed to be Ivy, Kat, and Matt. Now, which one of those 3 would do some dumb shit like not voting the way they were supposed to vote? Only Matthew Israel.
Katie tossed down my name, and that's why she went home. That's not an exaggeration. That's literally what happened.
I took 8 people who had voted against me and was able to save myself. So I can't believe that I pulled it off.
I had sort of a bad feeling, but I definitely wasn't expecting it. But like, it makes sense. If anything, like I know, like I was voted out probably because they see me as like a threat. So I don't know. Oh, I'm sad.
Tonight, my vote is for Katie. Sweetheart. But my relationship with Shannon is more important than the one with you.
Katie, I don't know. Pretend I said something witty.
I wasn't supposed to vote for you, but apparently you tossed out my name this week, and we know what happens to people who toss out Matthew's name. They go home.
Good job, I guess. You know, like this is the week to get me. You did a good job. I feel like I'm sort of in shock. So like I wish I could say more, but.
Final thing to say to the viewers at home before you're out forever?
I had such a good time playing. I have no hard feelings towards any of the people. Like, good job on that.